Good to go?
Whenever you are.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, starting the intro in 3, 2, 1. Captain's Log, May 3rd, 2414. I've decided to hook up most of the remaining batteries to the distress beacon into an abandoned ship. Hypothetically, unless the attackers know English, they'll probably not going to know where I went. Someone later finds this log after the distress beacon has died. Know that I'm probably dead. And if there is any chance I am not, I headed towards the structure approximately 15 kilometers north, I think it is. With the tanks I'm taking along, I'll have enough oxygen for 5 days, maybe more. Water for more with my suit recycling, but not much more if I do not locate more oxygen. Food supplies are at best 3 weeks, and I am presently uninjured. I know I usually start my logs with this day in history, but perhaps the one I'd have probably picked for today takes on a new meaning. 400 years ago today, the Earth was attacked. If that hadn't happened, we'd probably not have left our own system by now. Perhaps we'd have killed ourselves. I'd probably not exist. But I'd like to think that maybe things would have been better. I mean, I'd not be at the edge of my life, 100-some light years from Earth, maybe more. No one would be. The Ixions would not have been eradicated. Maybe we'd all be living in peace and harmony, achieving wonders like the people of this planet did. I used to love the idea of traveling the stars, getting out here and seeing the universe. But maybe it was all a mistake. But then again, the locals are all dead. For thousands of years from the looks of it. Maybe more. So maybe ideal isolation isn't all it's cracked up to be. I guess I should give a quick status report of the ship before I sign off. 3 days ago, we were attacked almost immediately upon exiting hyperspace over Colossus A. Colossus A. By an unknown vessel. There was no communication established. They just opened fire once they were within 1,000,000 kilometers. Blew out the reactor and the aft sections, and sent us quickly into a decaying orbit. We lost main power and super hadrons were all dumped immediately. At that point, I, Fleer, and Wang were the only survivors. We attempted to make use of the skipper to escape the airlock, but the airlocks were inoperable. Repairs to systems to regain any controls were pointless. We crashed several hours later. Fleer and Wang didn't make it. The skipper is under the ship and doesn't seem operable, so using it to escape really isn't workable. And besides, where would I go? I downloaded Hera into the skipper as a backup just in case. I'm hoping she doesn't have to suffer the same fate as me. I'm sure someday, maybe 1,000 years from now, somebody will stumble upon her and wake her up. Somehow someone finds this crash this century, and anyone I know is still alive. Please tell them. Please let them know that I love them. Yes, even you, Mike. And, okay, I should just stop wasting time. And with that cry into the darkness, we begin today's session. Somewhere else entirely. So, I'd like to welcome Melek and Bill. Jar will be joining us later today. Hopefully, Gepwin is out today. He's enjoying some art, and we'll pick up today of today's sessions of Stellar Renaissance on Greenhaven. So, how are you guys doing?
Doing pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. So, we're gonna probably pick up today, starting out with Melek. You are with your fellow Mr. Carter is with Simon, Scott, and Eli at the hospital. What do you do?
Well, I'm feeling like I've cheered him up enough for now, and he's going to be all right in the hospital. This is probably the best place for him since he's had the crap kicked out of him. We got his stuff back, so I think I need to go shopping.
All right. Eli does inform you that the doctor will be by sometime soon to get him sorted out and discharged. So he won't be lingering too long, but he'll be heading over to Cairo when he's basically kicked out of his room.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, I'll make sure I've got a way of contacting him on my little handheld computer thing, and then I will head to the market area.
All right, you guys sync up your cell phones. Scott and Simon will be following along with you.
Okay.
However, on the way out of the hospital, Simon seems to recognize somebody sort of off to the side who waves to him and decides to go check out this person. He says, "I'll catch up with you guys later."
Cool. Fair enough.
All right. So now it's you and Scott who are going to the market area, which is going to be over in this area. Hooray! Cool. Oh, that's Eli. Yeah. There you go. You guys are now marketing it up.
Absolutely. Now there's a few things that I decided to buy, which I've already decided, and I know these are the ones that you said were pretty straightforward to grab hold of. So that was the hover cart, because I'm puny, which is basically it's kind of like a flying robot that carries things for you. Like a disc, isn't it? And it just kind of like hovers around and follows you around.
That helps with your tensity or tensor math or something on the side as well.
Well, I mean, it is robotic. It can follow me, or I can just push it around, or pull it around to make it go a bit faster. But yeah, it's got some kind of computerization in there. I don't bloody know. I just use the thing. I don't understand how it works. Actually, then again, I do actually have various electronics and robotics skills, so I probably do understand how some of it works. Anyway, moving on. Since we're going to be going down to a planet that's less urban than I'm used to, I've decided to grab some gear that's more survival-y gear. I think, to be honest, Alex Carter is probably going a little over the top, because he's just not normally out in the wilderness area. He's not normally out with ruins and away from big cities. He's a city space station-y kind of guy. He likes his technology comforts. So I've decided to grab an EnviroBag, which is like a high-tech sleeping bag, a survival watch, which has various things built into it for navigation and tracking things and monitoring health, some survival rations, a filtration canteen, which is basically a normal kind of water bottle, but it actually has a filter that allows to turn anything that's not like radioactive, pretty much. anything that's just simply dirty, natural, but nevertheless not not contaminated
clean.
water. Yeah, as long as if it's just natural spring or a slightly muddy river, it will be fine. It'll clean it out. So there's some of the things that I've grabbed, and the survival module, which is kind of like, as far as I can see, it's like an inflatable habitat for like 2 people comfortably, 4 people at a push, that can survive in all kinds of weird conditions. Yeah, Bill, ablative is a really good armor against lasers. It really can handles things.
Indeed.
Okay, well, I was typing that so that we didn't talk about it well, but whatever, it's fine.
To be honest, we might as well discuss.
I mean, you were in the middle of something. You were going on about a thing, so I just figured I would sort of quietly type to our chat here on the corner so that I didn't interrupt you.
Well, I've just dragged that straight into what I was saying now, so
Okay. Well,
that's my problem.
So anyway, let me interrupt you now.
I was done.
Okay. Well, fine.
Yes.
Yeah. None of this equipment means anything to me because I'm not familiar with the system. So I guess I'll just take whatever the best armor is that I can afford at tech level appropriate. That's what I want to buy. Whenever it's my turn to buy a thing.
All right, well,
and, incorporate it into my beautiful robot body, of course.
Excellent. Sort of, to a certain degree, it'll be sort of like a shell you sort of clip on around yourself. That, adds an extra layer of material. Which, I guess, as Alex is getting that sort of stuff sorted out, we can cut over to you with Mel in the robot repair shop, where this might be a good place to purchase exactly this sort of thing.
Seems like it.
Yeah. So, as the repair guy gets to working on Mel, which is a little bit different than working on you, since a lot of her parts are much more bioorganic in nature. It's more of a, this seems to be weirdly bruised. Let me get you a new one. Just sort of take it off and. It's kind of disgusting to a certain extent, but you're not human, so it doesn't really bother you.
Yeah, I probably think it's cool.
Like, wow, this person's getting taken apart just like me.
Probably some points where like metal pieces are being taken off and there's like goo underneath.
Like, ooh, you're all squishy in there.
Human goo.
Are all humans like this? No,
I don't know. He's shot a few of them. He should know.
So
I know they all burn.
Burn the humans. Anyway, so the guys gets to working on Mel. They're chatting about some stuff since they know each other. It's fairly relevant kind of small stuff. Like what happened to so and so. Oh, they're off on this other station now, or something like that sort of thing. But at some point, the guy turns over to you and is like, "Hey, do you want any sort of extra protection? You're seem to that repair I just did on you did a little bit of a number to your system there. Don't want you to be going into danger without a little extra help."
Yes, put more metal on my body.
All right, it won't be exactly the same sort of specifications as your current form, but I think I got something that'll work for you. I'll also keep your...
Just weld more metal on. Is that how it works?
Well, it can, but you don't want to be damaging your joints or anything like that.
Do you use tape or something?
We can use an adhesive if you like.
Do whatever you want.
All right.
Just put more things on me so that there will be less holes in me. Like kind of tap on the new plate.
Yeah, the new plate is just slightly off color from your previous one. It's
I was envisioning it as being a completely different color, like a really like junky old car having like a completely different colored door or something.
There's a go faster red patch.
Yeah, a nice fast red patch.
He might offer to spray paint that real quick for you, but it might even make it look worse. But
leave it. I like it.
All right. Let's actually. I'll look for a good option for you. Real quick.
It seemed like the was it like the ablative nanoplast suit or something like that?
That
was
is
on...
basically, yeah, that's what I have as the trench coat, and it's really good against laser fire, so, yeah.
It seemed to be, like, the best out of the list, I guess.
Yeah.
Great thing about it, if it's nanoplast, if it's an ablative nanoplast, my swarm bots can actually repair that.
The nanoplast suit, was it?
Ablative nanoplast, yeah.
Ablative nanoplast suit.
Yeah,
right.
Something like that.
Yeah. So that will set you back $1,200. That will be a pretty good damage reduction as well. And that will basically, he'll basically help you slip into it, and it's not necessarily something you'd have to ever take off. And so he can secure it pretty well to you. That basically, someone, if they're intent on taking it off, you can, but it won't be going anywhere otherwise. So, go ahead and get that added to your equipment list. Anything else you want to get sorted out?
I kind of don't think I need anything else. Just
more batteries.
I mean, I think I have extra batteries. How often do I need to eat a battery?
It's sort of similar to your eating meals for humans, if I recall. Because you got strict diet, power cells. So basically, you have to eat.
So just a whole bunch. Yeah. I just want a whole bunch of batteries.
Which type of cell does he eat? I'm curious.
I think it's like
C cell.
Yeah, something like that. Go with whatever seems cost effective and sort of on par with an extravagant meal for a human.
Yeah, I mean, I have 8 already on my person.
Just sort of a hint that there might be some being out and about away from power sockets where you'd sort of plug in for a bit at some point in the future.
Okay, I'll buy a bunch.
GM being kind.
That's all. That was what I was going to look for. Yeah, I'll come back to you on what I've just suddenly thought of. Yeah.
Anything else you want to look at, or you're good to go?
Nope, I'm good.
All right. So, the guy will help you get into that, finish up Mel's repairs, and you guys should be at full health again on when you guys decide to head off somewhere. Where are you going to head to after repairs taken care of?
I guess just try to find our colleagues again. I'll send him a text.
All right. So, Mel, you get a text.
See, you keep calling her Mel, and you also call me Mel. You're gonna have to make a decision. Right? You're gonna call me. You call me Alex. I mean, or you're gonna Robot Mel, or I don't know which. You're gonna make a decision. Damn it, man.
Let's go with Alex then. So, Alex, you get a text message about the time you're finishing up your main shopping. Here.
Cool. I'm still kind of looking around. I'm hopefully gonna try and find some kind of solar way of recharging the cells that I have for my weapons and equipment. That's what I'm actually trying to look for, and I'll find it, no doubt.
Right.
Panels have found some.
I'll probably have to make a decision on that if it's not in the books.
Sure.
But that's something we can discuss after session, perhaps.
Yeah, cool.
Right. Jar has also gone off to do some shopping. You get you get the text from Hexlug. Basically, it looks like he's looking for you.
Okay, I'll reply with the coordinates of where I am on the station, because I might as well. There's no point describing it. I might as well just give him the exact codes.
All right. Alex is apparently a couple levels up from you. Yes. So you guys can meet up easily. Now, Alex, you mentioned you were thinking about buying something that was maybe not of the super legal sort.
Yeah, there was something, and now I'm trying to remember what the bloody thing was.
Is it some sort of software?
It, yes, it was. Yes, targeting software. It was some targeting software. Let me bring up the thing of the thing of the thing. Yeah, because because all the guns, it's got the hood. They let me have the heads up display on the shades. So I just wanted to get a targeting software for it, so that I could actually, shoot people easier. As you do.
Yes.
Bear with me while I have a little look. I did have it written down somewhere, but I don't know where I wrote it down. You know what it's like. You put something in a safe place, and you just can't find it. Weaponry.
I got lots of books before me. I don't know where to look even.
Yeah. Computers, hardware, software. Yes, but that is technically.
Well, independent of finding in the books, go ahead and give me a streetwise roll to try to find someone potentially for this vendor.
Sure. Streetwise. Scroll.
Yeah, this is kind of a rough and tumble sort of place, so I will give you a +2 to the skill to find someone who might be of use for this.
Okay, yeah, it's not. They're not hiding as much as they would do on a station that's got more law enforcement. That kind of thing is what you're saying.
Especially since I've already established this place is maybe a little shady as far as the whole corruption issue goes. So.
Hey, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. If it means I can get what I want, that's fine with me. My streetwise is 14, and the modifier is +2. I beat it by 6 with a 2, a 4, and a 4.
So be able to
great roll, but
yeah. Should be able to do amazing things.
Awesome. I will carry on flicking through, and I will find the software. But basically, it was just something. It was targeting software, and I think it was the legality level 2 or something, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yes. So assuming we're going with the targeting software, are you going to go alone, or are you going to take anyone with you?
I mean, I might as well wait for Hexlug. He won't be suspicious. He won't look like law enforcement because he's a ball with legs and an eye. So it might be useful in case something dodgy goes down.
All right.
And I'm not going to hide it from him because it's like, he's part of the group. I don't care if he knows that I'm trying to buy illicit software to help shoot bad people.
All right. For convenience, we'll say, Scott has wandered off. He'll be in touch at some point. Okay, whenever Jar shows up. Mel also mentions when via text that she has a couple things to take care of, but she'll be on the ship.
Cool. Okay.
So Hex, Slug, you and you meet up with Alex then?
Yeah.
All right. You find him in the market, sniffing around for something.
Hello.
Hey, Hexlug. Yeah, I'm just trying to get hold of something that's a little bit, well, it's not the sort of thing that most civilians have. Just some software to help me, get a little bit of a better aim in case we meet any resistance, if you know what I mean. But I think I've got a sniff of somebody over this way. You okay to join me?
Okay.
Cool.
I got my hole welded shut.
Yeah,
see?
I can see that. That's distinctive.
I knock on it. Dung, dung, dung.
Is it literally a big red patch?
I was thinking probably just a dull gray,
gray.
Yeah, neutral metal color.
Well, that's acceptable, I suppose.
Your streetwise wise roll has sniffed, given you the address of a quote personal electronics shop, sort of back behind some other stuff that's a little bit more mainstream. Seems to be a single owner sort of establishment, real tight sort of interior, but enough room for both of you guys to enter comfortably. There's a guy behind a sort of a glass bulletproof sort of screen, and he
looks up from the magazine, computer pad that he's looking at when you enter, and then goes back to looking at his stuff.
Cool. Is there anything on like shelves or on a display terminal for me to go through an inventory, or is there literally it's just him? I have to talk to him.
There are a number of things that are out in the main bits of the shop. A lot of it's sort of random knickknacks, energy, Nutri-Grain bars, sort of things you would expect in sort of a personal electronics shop. But there behind the glass there is a basically a big shelf with various computers, sort of personal electronics like that, wearable stuff. There's also a few binders that may list something else. There's also some boxes with Norton antivirus 34.
Oh my god.
40.
Oh my god. No. No.
It's not only future Norton antivirus, but it's also years out of date.
Oh my god, it's bad enough when it's in date. If it's out of date. Well, you never know. So they might have actually gotten their shit together, and then they actually dominate the market in the future. Nobody can compete with them. Nothing can get through their antivirus. It's some sort of advanced pseudo sapient AI anti thing that just nothing gets through it. Who knows? Maybe stranger things have happened. Well, okay, if there's nothing software electronicsy wise, I'm going to go up to the glass and have a little look on the shelf, see if I can spot anything, if they've got existing software out, anything like that.
There's nothing quite catching your eye there. What was that, Bill?
I was going to say, when I go in behind Alex, I just try to look super inconspicuous, but I'm a giant walking eye robot that's browsing for things that would be utterly useless to him. But I'm doing a very purposeful I'm just here as a customer
Awesome.
So you find
awesome.
a package of socks or something like that and hold it up and look at it and
yeah, just sorting through things, comparing things by weight against each other. Who knows what I think I'm doing? It's obvious that I don't understand.
Excellent. I'll be factoring that in if it becomes relevant for a reaction roll. So
Good.
So about this point, the guy behind the glass says, "Can I help you with something?"
Yeah, sure. I overheard a couple of conversations, as you do in the market, and I've been looking for some particular software, and, I heard that maybe you did more than what you've got on the shelves there.
He takes a deep breath, puts down his computer pad, turns to you properly, starts looking you over. What kind of software, targeting software, you thinking you're looking for? I run a legit business here.
Of course, that's exactly part of what I overheard. Absolutely, which is why I definitely I wouldn't trust this sort of thing to any old shop.
Can I see your station identification badge?
Do I actually know what he's on about? Is he?
Not really, no.
I'm just gonna kind of shrug very obviously and look around, and it's hey, I'm just coming in and passing through, wanting to pick up some stuff before I carry on my way. I ain't got any identification badges.
He kind of looks a little over your shoulder at Hex and says, "What's with the robots?"
I look over at Hex and kind of lean on the counter, and for the first time realize that Hex is trying to be inconspicuous in the most conspicuous way possible. And I'll be like, yeah, he's with me. He's, I don't know what he's doing. He doesn't do human things. That's all I know.
Okay.
I am very aware that they're talking about me, and I'm very clearly trying to pretend that they are not.
Fair enough.
It's turning slightly away when they look at you.
Yeah, just like I redouble my efforts as soon as they start talking about me.
All right, I think
like
it's time.
physically impose things between us and you, like hold up something, like really block line of sight kind of thing. It's like, okay.
Oh, what's down here?
It's a pile of brochures or something like that. Start opening them up and
pretty much.
As wide as possible, and then something falls out of them. Yeah. All right. It's time for a reaction roll. Since Alex is the one doing the most here. What kind of bonuses are you going to give on me there? You said got like charisma and stuff, right?
I've charisma 2. I've got appearance attractiveness 4, but I suspect it doesn't really matter.
This guy doesn't care.
Yeah. That's basically it. Charisma 2.
All right. I am
10
giving.
pointer. Fucking hell.
Yeah. Your 2 plus Bill being kind of adorable will get you to 13. Because I give another +2. Because he's like, these guys are obviously not from around here.
Yeah, it's like, even the station security do a much better job than this to try and trick me into handing over dodgy stuff.
And he says, all right, if you're looking to purchase, let me get the manifest. And he goes
I've
and
actually
grabs
found
him.
the exact page where all this stuff is he?
Excellent, because he's going to give you the exact page where all the stuff is.
Yay!
He pulls out one of the binders. It's actually this rare stuff called paper in it, and he pulls out a sheet
What the fuck?
that of relevance and sort of slides it under the through the slot at the bottom of the window.
Cool, because basically what's on here is it says you get 2 versions. You get the basic complexity 3 that gives +1 to your skill, or you get a complexity 4 which is +2 to the skill, but it's 5 times the normal cost, which may be a little bit outside of my my thing, but I'm gonna have a little look. Complexity 4 at tech level 10 is only 30. Well, it's software, so I suppose actually that's within my cost limit. So if that's available, it's basically complexity 4 software +2 to the skill, which is, I'm guessing, beam pistols.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it'd have to be sort of specific to the
That's fine. That's fine.
the equipment you're setting up for.
Okie dokie. I will happily buy a copy of that then. The 5 times the normal cost for a complexity 4 software. So that's 150 credits for that, according to the book.
Big spender. All right. He will allow you to purchase it, but he does ask, is this for your robot? He looks like a real killer.
No, this isn't for my robot. What I'll do is I'll go into my pocket and I'll take out my shades, the stylish armored shades with the hood built into them, and I'll just literally hold it out so he can see that there's a hood in there and say, no, this is for these. And I won't take my gun out because that might, be a little bit intimidating. It's like, yeah, it's here. Look, isn't the barrel nice and pointy? It's like, no, it would be a bad choice.
Here's the panic button, and
yeah, exactly. And the shutters come down, and the sirens go off, and fucking laser turrets come out the ceiling, and gas starts filling. And yeah, it would be a bad event all round, except for Lugnut, and he'd be like, "What the fuck?
What's going on now?"
Exactly. Is this part of the plan?
He'll just start whistling at that point.
Just pretend nothing's happening.
All right, so we're gonna go and you get your software successfully. You navigated the tricky bit of getting that sorted out, and if you're not looking to purchase anything more from this guy, you can do your exchange and head on out.
Well, I mean, if there's anything that stands out as far as illicit software goes, I mean, it depends on what's there, I guess. There's nothing that I'm specifically looking for, so it's only if something jumps out at me.
Yeah, well, most of the list of the stuff he showed you was sort of different flavors of this kind of software. There's because he asked explicitly for targeting software, so here's the page on that.
Oh, I see. So it's basically a lot of it's just different versions for different facilities. So, yeah, okay. With it being the hood version that makes sense. Okay, cool. Well, I'll just grab that version and pay presto.
Yeah. He seems very shy about giving you, volunteering what else he might have, sort of.
That's fair enough.
He's willing to do business, but limiting his exposure.
I'll deduct the 150 and add the software in. Awesome.
All right.
That's it. I'm done. I'm done. I'll leave the place and yeah.
All right. Where are you guys off to next?
In fairness, I don't really have a specific requirement other than the fact that I've been to the market. I've purchased all the stuff that I went on about before. The only other thing I would think of is when none of us are going to be using this machine pistol, you know, as part of the party loot. Which I might as well mention, Bill. I've actually been keeping track of party loot, and we have 2,742 credits in the party loot so far.
Great.
And this Gauss machine pistol is one of the things that's in the party loot. So I'm going to see if I can get a seller, because nobody else said that they wanted it. But it is legality too, so it's like, yeah. Can I sniff up someone who I might be able to get rid of this Gauss machine pistol to?
All right, give me another streetwise roll.
Okay. Same bonuses as before.
Yes.
14 plus 2. Okay, not a great, not as good as the first roll, but still
success.
Still a pass, yeah.
All right, you will be able to find a totally legit dealer of frontier weaponry, who is rumored to be okay with purchasing some weapons he probably shouldn't.
Okay, I mean, I'm going to make sure I wipe it down, make sure there's... I mean, obviously, if someone did a full DNA test on it, they'd probably pick up my DNA, but at least with something like prints, it's not going to come up with it. And I'm just going to, wear my gloves while I do the basic trade. Right. I don't know what percentage of the face price I'm going to get, but go for it.
All right, I want you to give me what would be a good roll for you. Where is your character here? So we're going to make this nice and easy. Just do a straight up roll to figure out how much they're willing to give for you. Let's go with fast talk. Trying to sell them this hot merchandise after all.
Fast talk is acceptable. Any bonuses at all, or just flat roll?
We'll go with flat.
Oh, yay.
Not bad.
Not bad at all.
So he is willing to purchase it, and he'll do it at 70% base cost.
You know what? I'm not even going to haggle. I'm not even going to haggle. That's fine. 70%. That works out to be just under 1,200. Yeah, I'll be fine with that.
Cool.
I will mark that off.
Hopefully I set up a handout that you can edit if you want to put the party list there, if you so choose, so people can.
I will definitely put that in. Yeah.
Cool. Also, put Khan's video email. Hopefully you can see that as well if you ever need to have a look at that.
Okay, that's cool.
So you can remember what the hell you're supposed to be doing here.
It's absolutely. Well, the thing is, I know I'm supposed to be. Well, okay, yeah. I mean, we're going to be heading on to the planet, onto the next ship, aren't we? We're only here as a stop off. But obviously, there's things that I want to also find out as much as possible about. But there's no time urgency with that, so I'm not as concerned. It's not like I have to suddenly take over the entire bloody thing. I just need to pick up information as and when it turns up. Bear with me, I've just completely gone insane. Okay, that's...
Hexlug.
Yes.
So what do you want to do after the shopping's all done?
Hexlug doesn't need to do anything.
Hexlug.
I'm probably just going to be staring directly at Alex to see what he does next.
Well, I'm just going to add something to the party loot. But as far as my character's concerned, he's just going to actually find a quiet, inconspicuous place where he can fiddle around with his new software and adapt and get used to it without drawing any attention to himself.
So going to a lightly populated area of the station and sort of doing some gunplay.
Well, yeah, I'm not going to be shooting anything, but I am going to, keep the safety on and just see about the targeting, see how quickly it acquires targets, get used to it. Because obviously it's not moving my arm or targeting the gun. It's just highlighting targets and it's calculating where my gun's pointing as far as the rules are concerned. It's like as I'm pointing my gun, it shows me on my heads-up display exactly the line that my gun, the bullet would follow if I pulled the trigger now. It's quite a cool little thing. I like the way they describe it. So yeah, I'm just going to practice around with that and just get used to it so that when I come to actually having to use it, I'm going to already have a grip of it, basically. Just flavor text.
Yes. So, Hex, are you going to help him out with any of this?
No, I'm just going to watch.
He starts flailing around with his gun in the corner of the station.
Yeah, I'm just going to watch him do that.
All right. You can get nice and familiarized with the software. At some point, you will get a text from Eli saying that he's heading back over to the Cairo, and he's contacted the captain. And the captain is basically ready to go whenever everybody's back on board.
Okie dokie. I'm going to. How long have we got until the ship leaves?
Oh, that's sort of kind of up for some debate. As he said, the captain's ready to go when everybody's on board, but since he's kind of working for you guys on this, or for your guys' boss, it's kind of up to you guys to actually be on the ship before he leaves.
Okie
Yeah, we're the only ones actually going to this place, right?
Yes.
It's not like this is on like a
type
major bus route or anything.
Nope.
Now, one question I did have, because although I did make some notes on my sheet, one thing I for some reason didn't take note of is the name of the ship that the victim was on, because there was what was it? I'm just because the new victim agreed station, new blah 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 blah. There was a station, and we had and someone got murdered on the station on the ship before they got to the station, and then there was this second murder, which I've got all the diagnostic or the forensics for. Now I did get told the name of that ship, but I didn't take a note of it.
The LCS Compton.
Compton, yes.
Like Compton Scattering.
Yeah. Okay, I was going to see if I could find a way of getting a passenger and crew manifest for that. Obviously, that information may or may not be public domain. I don't know.
Now, that will be a restricted sort of information. Sort of if you have a good legal reason or know the right people, you might be able to get a hold of it.
Yeah, see, I don't know anybody really on the station. I'm gonna ask Eli if he knows anybody who might have that information.
Eli, I'll go ahead and give a roll for him. I should probably double check, make sure I have his character sheet open too, so I can actually know what he's doing.
Well, that's a really low roll. I don't know if that's good or bad for me.
Well, that's actually a fantastic roll. He's like, oh yeah, I hung out with the harbor master a couple days ago, and real great lady. I'll give you the number if you're interested. And
oh, that'd be awesome. Thank you very much. I'll get my little computer out, my little data pad out, and I'll take the number.
All right. So, can you give them a call?
I might as well. I mean, is it literally just how? Obviously, Eli said he bumped into them and met them, or how do I get the feel of that? Was that more than just a hi, I'm so and so. Oh, hi, bye.
Well, it sounds like they hung out for a while.
Cool. Okay. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna thank Eli. I'm gonna go off and I'm gonna give this person who what was their name anyway, just so I know.
I had a few random names here. That may or may not be relevant for this particular thing here. That's not them. That's not them. We're going to go with Marjorie. And that may or may not be her last name.
That's fine. Okay, I can accept that.
It's the future. Things are different.
Well, I mean, you can pretty much. I mean, even nowadays, you get some celebrities coming up with the wackiest names for their kids. So in the future, it's probably just going to be that times a million. Okay, I'm gonna give Marjorie a call then.
All right. So we can either roleplay the whole conversation, or you can give me a roll to just sort of see if you can fast talk.
I'll start it off with a sort of a normal kind of a thing, and then we can do the whole rolls, and we can wing it basically. So I'll call her up, and assuming she answers, I'll say, "Oh hi, is that Marjorie?"
Yes. Who's speaking?
Oh yeah, hi. I'm Alex, friend of Eli's. I think you hung out with him a day or so ago.
Oh yeah, real nice fellow.
Yeah, absolutely, great guy.
What
Great
can,
guy.
what can I do for you?
Well, he mentioned that you worked at the docks, and I've been doing my best to try and find out if my friend came in on a ship recently. I was supposed to meet them here, but I've not actually found any trace of them, so I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't suppose you can see if you can find out if they came in on the transport that they were supposed to be.
Give me a moment. Do you have a name for them?
Unfortunately, he's really, really paranoid. Now, this is going to sound crazy. It's going to sound crazy. He travels by various pseudonyms, and he would kick my ass if I just started rattling off all of these pseudonyms that he travels by. Now, bear in mind, he doesn't do anything illicit. He's just one of those guys, you know what they're like. He likes his privacy. Doesn't like how the system's following him, and doesn't like how there's governments sort of, and he thinks they're all scanning everything, and he's a great guy. Just, served a little bit too long, perhaps. I don't suppose, the ship he's supposed to have come in on was the Competent. But I don't suppose, it's a big ask. I know you don't know me, but, it's a big ask to see if I can spot one of them on the list.
All right, I need you to give me a fast talk.
Yes, I know.
we're going to be at -3 because she's really not convinced by the story of yours.
Okay, that's fine. It was something I just threw together myself. It was just like.
By the way, is Hex? Are you watching this go down?
Absolutely.
Oh, great.
All right, Hexlug literally has nothing else to do with himself at the present time.
Oh, yes! It's -3, so, but I still managed to get a 2-point pass. Fuck.
So,
Whew. I thought I was boned then.
She kind of makes some annoyed sounds, and it's like, you seem... Now, you're a friend of Eli's, so I guess I can trust you, but I can't give you the full passenger manifest. But I can...
Sure. Anything that will give me an idea as to whether he turned up, because I'm just worried if something's happened to him, that's all.
So, could you at least give me some descriptive information?
Okay, do I, Izixs, have any descriptive information about... the thing is, I'm looking for the murderer, and we don't know anything about the murderer. So, I'm gonna have to just bullshit this. Do I have a profile? Because a lot of the time with criminology, you have a profile of a... Yeah, do I have anything that might give me an idea what this guy might be like?
Now I will give you a +1 bonus because you have been working on this case for a long while.
Okay, cool.
Just don't, totally botch this.
I'll try not to. We could just say I pass instead of rolling, and then I could definitely not botch it. No? Okay, what was the plus again?
+1.
+1. Oh!
All right. This will also be very sort of helpful for general in the future. You have the basic profile that you and others have sort of cobbled together is this person is likely a male, probably in the 20s to 40ish range. They are, let's say, highly intelligent, and various sorts of sadistic, etc., etc.
Well, I'll miss out the sadistic personality profiles.
That's not necessarily relevant
that's...
here.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, but you don't have anything solid as far as like hair color or exact nationality or ethnicity sort of stuff. But you could sort of, with that kind of role, you could sort of give implications of what may or may not be applicable.
And what I will also do as well is I'll say that he was probably traveling alone. He certainly wouldn't be traveling with a family. I can probably guess that fairly accurately, that it's not going to be someone traveling with a family. So I can throw that one in as well, just to make it a little bit easier to filter the manifest.
All right. She will come up with 3 names for you. Okay. The first one is August Natharn.
Nathan, okay.
The second one is Eli Marin.
That sounds familiar.
So your friend who who was on the Compton, who is in that age range, and Diego. Oh crap! What was his last name? How did I actually want to pronounce that? We're going to rewrite this one and go with Shamzu. There we go.
Okay.
It's good if I actually write names that actually I can pronounce.
That would be fantastic. Okay, awesome. I am going to thank her profusely.
Now, she does make this clear. This isn't everyone that was on the ship, but these are the people that may be your friend. Then she asks, Are these any of their aliases?
Unfortunately not. So I'm guessing he's taking another transport. He said he might be a week late if things go more complicated with his family than he had hoped. But
she then points out.
At least it means. Sorry, say that again.
She then points out that Eli. She says, "Well, Eli is also on the list, and it looks like he was on the Compton. So maybe asking him might be a better option."
Maybe. I'd already asked him, and he said that he hadn't seen anybody. I was just hoping maybe this would reveal something a bit more. But thank you very much anyway. Thank you for your time. And
all right. And make sure not to mention this. All right.
Oh, of course not. I mean, and you done me a solid. So yeah, I won't forget that. Thank you.
All right. Have a good one. Click.
Well, yep. Cool. Okay.
So there's Hexlug looking at you. Judging.
I don't think he is judging anything at this point, to be fair, other than the fact that it's clear from what he knows that I'm talking complete bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, no judgment.
No, just accepting that this guy's obviously finding out something about this crazy thing, and yeah.
Just sort of watching and trying to follow along.
Alright then. Well, that's something. I wish I was a hacker. If I was a hacker, that would actually work quite well, but I'm not.
So, anything else before you guys head over to Cairo, or?
I think probably I'm pretty much done. I think as far as things go, Cairo sounds like good as choice as any.
All right. Since Jar is still missing in action, we can probably still progress for a little while, but
sure.
we'll get on to that. So, you guys approach the entrance to the sort of the docking connection area, and you see Mel and Eli hanging out there. They're just sort of chatting and catching up, and Eli's standing there, but he does have a cane, so he's not totally well yet, but he's up and about at least.
Cool. Okay.
And they notice you guys. So and
Mel's I'll wave my hand. Yeah.
Mel says, "Hello."
Hey, how you doing? You got all fixed up okay?
I am fully repaired, as well as Eli is almost fully repaired, and Hexlug is almost repaired.
I'll look around to Hexlug and see if the almost is accurate. I don't know.
I am fully repaired. Look. And then I bang on the miscolored patch. Bang, bang, bang. Everything is right where it's supposed to be.
Right, but it is the wrong color.
It's fine. I like it.
Eli snickers.
Think of
Alright,
it like a kind of a war wound, like a scar, you know? Like some people...
Yes,
they
it's
get
my cool
scars.
scar.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, you know...
Now everyone knows I'm tough.
I don't think anyone's gonna think otherwise. I'm gonna nod, like, kind of, yeah. It's badass robot with a death eye. It's just...
If a walking eye could look self-satisfied, Hexlug would in this moment.
Awesome.
Excellent. Well, you guys are gonna go into the sort of the next room that leads off to the ship.
Okay.
So basically, blunk sort of situation, and we're gonna change the map. Oh no! And some of you are here, some of you are not. So basically, you guys are here, and where's my little description things here? The large door leading to the primary boarding and loading coupling to the Cairo opens, and you are presented with the expected collection of crates and equipment, but also a few familiar faces. Specifically, a few you recognize from your visit to the Red Pit. 4 of the 5 people are conversing in a huddle, while the 5th, who some may remember as Cletus, was cornering one of the crew members of the Cairo. Overshadowing these individuals is a large robot. A large robot similar, but with a different paint job, to the one that you saw hanging out in the corner of the Red Pit fighting arena. Thankfully, it doesn't immediately point its large top-mounted rifle in your direction. Instead, one of the huddlers looks up and recognizes you and says, "It's them."
Okay. Is this a firefight? I mean, are these guys here to kill us now?
Well, this is the situation thus far. Are you going to pull the gun and start firing?
Okay, these are the guys that we basically took out, kept alive, but robbed slightly as well.
Well, this is some of the mooks and a robot.
So, not the boss.
Not the boss. He's not here. He's probably in a hospital somewhere.
Well, okay. I'm going to okay, I'm gonna just like with a little twitch, I'm just gonna activate the targeting software and just kind of like see how this pans out and look for cover. I'm assuming that these crates are cover.
Yes, so you can use them as cover if you crouch behind them. They're not super tall, but
Okie dokie. I'm not going to enter the room until I know exactly what they're doing.
So you're holding.
Also, I want to be in front of Eli as well. I would definitely be sort of nudging him off to the side a little bit because I don't think he's armored, is he?
He's not presently wearing armor, no. He does have a... well, actually, Mel has his bag as well as her own. And that's...
Okay.
But Eli's sort of on his end here. And we're not quite in combat at this point, so you can nudge him out of the way. Hex, what are you up to?
I guess I surely increased the illumination of my large red eye. Not that it does anything, just for, dramatic effect, as if to suggest that that perhaps a weapon is charging. Not that I need to do such a thing.
Yes.
And just sort of like take as looming of a position as I can, but sort of like, I guess if if Alex and Mel are in the doorway, just somewhere behind one or both of them.
the most I'm going to do is just place the palm of my hand on the hilt of my gun, but not actually draw it. But I am going to fucking quick draw the shit out of that thing if it needs to happen. I'm going to just see what they're... So there they are is fairly neutral.
Yes.
What happens then?
So
There they are. We want their autograph.
Yeah, exactly.
There they are. Here's $40.
There they are. Please be our friend. You kicked that dickhead's ass. Or there they are. Eviscerate them. Yeah, exactly.
You dropped your wallet.
Yeah. Here's the bounty. We've decided to turn over a new leaf. We've changed our. We want to start a new life with you guys. Yeah, there's a lot of options that hey, it's them can find. Go on. Let's. What happens? Do they start shooting us?
So Mel's reaction is that she drops the luggage, but otherwise stands there. We're gonna go with this guy who noticed you. He's going to break the huddle and cautiously kind of move your general direction, and he says, "We're not looking for trouble, but we'll bring it if you bring it."
Okay.
Izixs, were you totally just hoping we would start shooting?
Oh, I think he was giving us perfect amount of rope to hang ourselves with. Yes, absolutely.
Are you trying to turn us into murder hobos this soon into the game?
Maybe. Besides, they have this giant death robot here that is kind of intimidating. I was wondering if you're going to at least try to take it out.
Okay, I'm gonna walk out
Just
because
a
Alex is
copycat.
just
That's all.
confident. I'm gonna walk out towards this crate. How tall is this crate?
Confidently walk out to take
I
cover behind this crate.
Well, it depends. I'm just asking how tall the crate is at the moment.
It's about 1 meter tall, so it's about
cool.
cube.
So I can see over it. Cool. And I'm just gonna lean with my left elbow on top of the crate. Clearly, I mean, I'm not even disguising the fact that I'm positioning myself in a. If I need cover, I've now got cover. And I'm saying, well, that's good to hear. Same to you. What do you guys want?
The boss wanted to talk to you, but apparently things didn't go so well the last time you did.
Well, no, he tried to rob us, so yeah.
They sort of look at each other and just kind of chuckle. Yeah, sounds about right.
So instead, we explained we didn't want to be robbed on our way. He, as far as I'm aware, we made sure that he wasn't going to bleed out or anything. He healing up okay?
We think he's going to make it.
Oh.
Ready for your audience?
And I'm going to look around at the people, and I'm like, well, we've got a ship to catch right now. I don't see that we've got any further business with that guy. And I'm going to look around to my group to see if they agree or have anything to add.
Eli looks totally petrified and afraid. Mel is kind of a blank slate. And Hex, how are you doing?
I'm staring at the person that's talking and very gradually increasing the luminosity on my eye.
He doesn't seem to
I also
like
start
this.
making I also start making like a very subtle but noticeable like hum whine sound.
Excellent.
I'm trying to play up the
Camera flash.
yeah, like I'm trying to like make as theatrical of a presentation of, I'm a firing my laser as I could.
All right, so give me an intimidation roll.
Okay. So I just do 3d6, right?
Yes, and get under your 8, and we'll go. We'll give you a +2 on your skill because situation.
Yeah, we've already kicked half of these guys' ass before. Well, some of them, not half.
So, am I adding 2 to the roll, or are we just
to your skill level? So your skill level is, I believe, 8. Yes.
Yeah, so we make that a 10 now. Okay.
Yeah.
So 10 or less on the 3d6. Yes!
You made it.
Spooky robot.
the guy who was talking sort of raises his hands. It's like, we're not, as I said, we're not looking for a fight. We just want to convey the message. We can get the boss on the speakers. Is the thing.
I'm gonna turn around and because I get it's I actually kind of like look around and I kind of smirk a little bit in kind of like yes I do sort of approve at scaring this guy, so but I'm just gonna put the palm of my hand up to Hexlug and I turn back to the guy and it's like so once we have a little voice comms with your boss, then we're going to be all right to carry on our journey off the station then, yeah?
Yeah, at least I hope so. Cletus, do the thing. And this guy wanders up, punches some things on the back of the big robot, and you hear the robot's announcement speaker activate. Hello. How are my would-be murderers doing?
Right. We're doing fine. I wasn't too sure of how to apply the medical stick thing. Is everything all right? You know.
I'll recover, and because you didn't do worse than you did, I think I've decided to perhaps let you live for now. But I wanted to make sure you understood that we're not in good relations anymore.
I don't think we were ever in good relations, man.
Oh, what I mean is if you return to the station, you may have some trouble. We understand that you're on your way out, so just keep that in mind.
I'm gonna do that really annoying because has he got a camera on this? Do we think?
Yeah, the robot has various eyes and cameras. He's being able to see through.
I'm gonna. I'm gonna do the sarcastic. You know when you click your fingers and point at someone and wink at the same time. It's like, yeah, okay. I'm just going to turn around and do that, like, sarcastic as fuck. Like, I'm completely agreeing. I'm just, like, clearly I'm not taking him seriously. But I agree with him. That's it. That's all I'm going to do. I'm going to stay on ready with my right hand, the palm of my right hand on my laser. And I'm just going to see what these guys decide to do.
All right, the voice in the robot continues. Of course, if you do make the mistake of returning, I may have to do more than just, do away with you. Just so you know. I will let you pass and leave here. Have fun. And the robot stands aside.
Which way are we actually going to dock with our ship? Is it literally that way?
Yeah, it's basically straightforward to the right there, yes. And there's a elevator to the bottom there, which might be how the robot got here. Yeah,
so is it still moving, or is it watching us leave, or are they just now leaving?
They're sort of slowly backing up towards the robot, because they're a little maybe paranoid that you might just shoot them in the back if they just turn and start going.
Yeah, I'm just going to carry on leaning here and watch them leave, with not particularly much of an expression on my face. I'm just going to watch them leave. I don't trust these fucking guys.
All right, they will eventually all back out and head off to the elevator, and you guys managed not to, screw that up. Hooray!
Oh, trust me, if we're coming back to the station, the only thing that's going to happen now is if we do find ourselves this way again, is that we're just going to have to take him out first, is basically the way it's going to work. Maybe. I don't know.
So, are you telling that to the group?
No. I'm saying that out of character.
Just casually, like, we might have to murder all these people.
Yeah. If we do find ourselves coming this way again, first task, kill a lot of them. Oh dear. Cool. So we can board the ship then now. We're not going to get mutilated.
Yeah, as they
yes.
leave, I quote unquote power down my death ray. But I make a show out of that too. Like I don't want to like yeah.
It's not like blink. Switch
No,
off the light.
yeah,
It's like,
no.
Oh, Jaws logged into roll thingy. What's its face? I'm going to pull him in.
Excellent. This is
Ah!
good for
Hello,
you to
Jar.
be good moment for you to be coming in here.
Yeah, it is
Right.
actually.
By the way, if you're paying attention to Eli at all, he looks like he's feeling a little nauseous after that encounter. So,
For fuck's sake. Nothing happened. I didn't even draw my gun. I just put the palm of my hand on it and was a bit sarcastic to this guy. That's all that happened. Oh, and our death eye robot threatened to, I don't know, vaporize them or something. I don't know.
so Jar, it's a good thing the rest of the party managed to get out of a situation without a fight. Otherwise, well, you wouldn't have been there to die with them. I mean, what?
Oh.
I think we would have taken a few of them with us. I think. I feel fairly
Probably.
confident. I mean, we all had cover pretty much at that point. The robot I'd be worried about. Did the robot actually have an energy-looking weapon or a projectile-looking weapon?
It had on the top a large laser rifle of some sort. It also had little spindly arms, sort of like hex slug, which
Stabby arms.
they could be manipulated. They are manipulators of some sort, and they could potentially grab and throw things.
I mean, with it being basically a heavy weapons platform, I'd be less confident with my trench coat, the ablative trench coat, taking the hits from that energy weapon. But I'd still got my cover, and yeah, I need grenades. That's what I need. I need grenades, something like that. That'd be
All right,
fun.
Jar, we're gonna go ahead and say you got all your shopping done. Is that cool?
Oh yeah, that's fine.
All right, did you want to buy any legal materials or substances, or try to sell the ones you had?
I'll keep them.
Anything else, or
convince someone eventually.
what was that? Sorry, you're a little hard for me to hear.
They may come in use to convince someone of something eventually.
You could pay someone in narcotics, you mean?
Is that what they are?
I will give you
well,
one drugs for this, sir.
Exactly. Well, I'm assuming there's some kind of narcotic. I mean, I could be wrong, sure, but
Jar, have you actually shown your gains there to anybody, or?
He has not.
Don't think I have yet.
Just carrying around contraband, it's like it's nothing.
yeah. I mean, we don't know you've got it. But doesn't mean to say out of character we're not gonna make jokes.
Right.
Hey, don't worry. I just bought some illegal software from some weird back street. It's fine.
Oh my god.
And I also sold an illegal gun to some illegal back street as well.
How much did you get off of that?
1,200. It was one of the guns we recovered from the fat guy in the club that we shot and then saved his life.
Yeah.
But that was the encounter we just avoided. He's in hospital, too ill to appear in person. But he decided he was going to let us off the station alive because we didn't. I think he said it was because we didn't kill him, and I'm like, I'd wanted to point out to him that if we had decided to kill him, he wouldn't be in a situation to be able to choose whether we left alive or not. But
Yeah.
I decided that might be pushing my luck to point that out.
Might also want to point out that this guy is maybe used to people potentially trying to murder him from time to time, so he might have contingencies and things like that in case he's
Perhaps.
severely injured or killed.
Yeah.
So, sort of things that may go into effect if he's out of commission and can't otherwise give orders.
Yeah, fair enough. So probably did the right thing stabbing him with that medical thing
Yes.
and using first aid on him. Excellent. But
All
yeah,
right,
that was
so-
basically about it. We now currently have nearly 4,000 credits in the party loot.
That's almost enough for Jar to make up for his narcotics.
What, his share of 4,000? Because I'm pretty sure there's more than just, him in the group. I mean, come on.
True, yeah. Anyway, moving on. So we're back on the Cairo, right? Jar, you got here before Alex and Hexlug, Mel and Eli. Sometime after you did, Simon showed up and he went to his quarters where he's hanging out for the time being. Where are you, Jar, on the ship?
Where am I?
No, it's up to you. I put you in one of the rooms, but if you're not there, it's fine.
Oh, I guess I can be here.
All right. So as the rest of you guys board the ship, you are confronted by the captain, who in the close quarters of the docking air access point here.
It's like a dwarf fortress base. We have to climb over each other to get past each other in corridors.
A little bit. The captain
we'd
comes up.
walk through something and track it all the way through the ship, and
there's some miasmas somewhere floating around, and
yeah,
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
someone's a vampire.
Yeah, we're just gonna have to have a little ditch with soap slopes with some water in, so that every time the dwarves go through it, it cleans them.
Hexlug gets taken by a fey mood and, kills Simon and turns him into a pair of pants.
I love how we're getting all these Dwarf Fortress references. Oh my god. I do remember one. It's a minimal sidetrack. My most humorous moment on one of my Dwarf Fortress series, which is on YouTube, was that two dwarves got into a fight and one of them punched out like 8 teeth of the other dwarf. Another dwarf, unrelated to that fight, went into a fey mood, collected the teeth and made a crown.
Beautiful.
I mean, it was what the...
Nice.
It was a very valuable crown made of dwarven teeth. What the hell? Anyway, so yes, the captain approaches us. Sorry for that.
The captain approaches and looks to you, Hexlug, and says, "So, what was going on in the docking port?"
Nothing. Just friendly banter.
All right, well, Rediger said that there was some ruffians there. Just wanted to make sure you're not in troubles.
No.
All right. He then turns and goes back to the bridge,
Excellent.
ignoring the rest of you.
That's absolutely fine for me.
Oops.
He's just going to hide there. You're going to hear click, click, clunk, clunk, slide, clunk, clunk, click, as the door becomes more and more sealed from potential ruffians.
All right. So you guys want to settle in? There is an announcement over the speakers a few minutes later that the ship will be departing now that everybody's aboard. In a few
Cool.
minutes.
I mean, I assume we don't actually have to buckle in or anything like that.
Well, no, the Kairos in space has artificial gravity, and it'll basically be...
I just go plug myself into the wall and sort of go into half shut down whatever approximation of sleep I have.
I'm going to go into the observation deck because I miss piloting ships.
All right.
And I'm going to just
go to the observation deck.
And I'm just going to
Jar.
watch.
Jar, you hear the announcement. Are you going to stay in your room being a homebody, or are you going to go somewhere else?
I don't know how long I've been in here, so I guess I'll just sit in the mess hall.
All right. I think I'm going to have Mel hang out over here. Eli will be in his room because he's not feeling so great. And
I'm gonna have to visit him later, and just reassure him that everything's fine. Everything ended exactly the way it was supposed to because we didn't get shot again.
And Simon's hanging out in his room reading a book. So that's where we're at this point. So I got some flavor text if you're interested.
Yes.
Go for it.
All right. The Cairo undocks from Greenhaven. Its thrusters fire, and it drifts safely away. 10 minutes of free floating later, the thrusters fire again, rotating the ship so the asteroid station is no longer in front of the Cairo. The captain gives the go-ahead and the main engines fire, accelerating the ship. You guys feel nothing as it does so. After the initial burn, he gives a different order, and soon the ship is entering hyperspace, passing through a portal between dimensions. Seconds after the window to hyperspace closes behind the Cairo, an unsettling alert sounds ship-wide. "Proximity alert!" cries the computer after the initial klaxon. The Cairo's automated systems fire, and thrusters spin the ship fast enough to overcome the artificial gravity just a little bit, sending everyone a little topsy-turvy, Star Trek style.
Yeah.
The automated systems shut down once the computer is satisfied the ship is no longer in danger.
Okay, did I see anything from the front in the observation deck?
Yes, we'll get to you last. What's everybody else doing?
What the fuck?
I don't think Hexlug would notice or care or something. It's
Technically
just, you
in
know,
a
it's
deep
fine.
sleep sort of thing. Yeah, it's
I was imagining him as like he's like in standby mode. Like if something really went wrong, you know, like. But if it's just like a little bit of
air pockets.
if it's just a little bit of moving around, you know, unless there's like
Explosion,
a real
depressurization,
yeah, unless there's like a real immediate threat, I don't think he is like super interested, you know, because like that's what the crew is for. The crew is here to take care of a problem, not him. He's here to shoot things with an eye laser.
That is a very stoic way of looking at it. Yeah, I like it.
It's very practical.
So your internal, ballad sensor may have a slight variation as the ship kind of careens out in a weird angle, but otherwise you're unfazed by this. Jar?
So wait, like, how big of or how much of that would I have felt?
It would be sort of enough to perhaps send you out of your seat. Not enough to cause you injury, though.
But it's a very unusual thing for a ship like this to experience sudden shifts like that.
Yeah, it means that some engines somewhere on the ship were firing really hard for a very short time.
So I'm probably in a very trashed room. All these cups probably tipped over.
Well, the mess hall is probably not set up with cups everywhere. This is just sort of a demonstration of where the tables are. It kind of was the right size, so tossed them in there. So yeah, if you gotten a snack perhaps or a drink, it might now be on the floor though,
Or the wall.
or the wall, or all over you.
Yeah, exactly, in your face.
I guess I would make my way back because that's kind of strange.
All right. So you're heading back to your room or somewhere else?
Yeah, I guess.
All right. So you get about here, and then we'll go over to Melek.
Ah. What do I see? What do my keen, not elven eyes see?
Now, generally, hyperspace is kind of complete darkness, except for other things in hyperspace, and most of those tend to be fairly far away. But you see the following. Outside in the murky darkness of hyperspace is the lights of a large vessel. Overall, it's roughly pyramidal, with the top of the pyramid pointed directly at the Cairo, and very, very close. The flat faces are covered with gun ports, a few of which seem to be on the par in size with the Cairo itself.
Oh, God, so this is a giant ship.
For indeed, this is a large warship. The only lights revealing its markings are those from the Cairo and the ship that provide the lights on the ship providing its revealing such things itself. But the spotlights shine nice and bright on a crown-shaped insignia that made it clear that this was no Lantan military vessel. It's a battleship from the kingdom of Kapal.
Oh.
So
Well,
for those,
what the fuck do they want with us?
so for those wondering or who didn't read the setting document stuff, Lanton is where you guys have been sort of hanging out for the most part. The Republic of the Kingdom of Capal is sort of their main rival, and this isn't their space.
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun, indeed. Okay, well, I can't do anything at the moment, so I'm just gonna watch the ship and see if anything breaks away from it, or whether it points its guns at us. I mean, if this ship explodes, it doesn't matter what I'm wearing. We're all dead. So yeah, I'm gonna just watch the ship, and if it leaves my line of sight, let me know. But yeah, I'm gonna watch it and see what it does.
All right, Jar, if you want to keep moving, go ahead and keep moving.
Oh, the one last thing I want to do as well is I want to bring up my computer and call the rest of the group and say, guys, you might want to come to the observation deck and make sure you're armed in case we get boarded.
Hexlug, in his room, rouses and makes the robot equivalent of a sigh, unplugs himself, and gets up.
Simon will emerge. Eli's hiding in the bathroom.
Oh, for fuck's sake, Eli.
In the dossier, it explicitly says he's terrible in a fight. This guy's probably running somewhere. But
We can probably use him as a shield or something.
yeah, Jar, if you want to go to the observation deck, you guys can all see this kind of almost hauntingly beautiful sight. A giant warship basically right in front of you guys, like 20 meters away sort of situation.
As everybody arrives, I'm gonna state the blindingly obvious that the sudden proximity alert we had earlier, that's because of this thing. Has it done anything? Is it we're all pretty much just passive observers at this point.
Well, at the moment, yes. There is a crew member hanging out in the observation lounge here.
Oh,
They seem kind of in shock themselves.
Okay, I'm gonna go up to this guy and say, "What's going on? Have they opened up comms? What the hell's going on? Have you had contact with the captain?" If he looks like he's not reacting, I'm just gonna be like, "Come on."
He stutters and goes, I don't know. I suspect the captain's probably talking to them. He just seems kind of at a loss of words at this point.
Shouldn't you go and see if everything's okay?
My duty station's here. I'm just here to monitor cargo, and
Not his problem.
I'm just gonna literally place the palm of my hand on my forehead, close my eyes, and just like.
This person's obviously not in charge of anything important.
No, it possibly hasn't been in space very often.
Yes, they're also quite young, so.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I mean, okay.
Mel does.
I'm gonna say to these guys, I'll be right back. Let me know if anything crazy happens. And I'm gonna go back to my room, and I'm going to make sure that I have my biosuit ready if I need it. Lay it out on my bunk or whatever the hell it is that I have in my room, so that if I need to get it, it's there and very easily accessible.
On your way out, there is a ship-wide message that states, "Hexlug and company, could you please come to the bridge?"
Okay,
it sounds like the first officer.
Okay, I am still going to take the diversion to my room, but I'm going to hurry it up, I'm going to hurry it up anyway, and then I will meet them on the way past, because I assume I've got a minor head start.
All right, so...
Hexlug makes that same robot equivalent of a sigh.
Maybe it's just a few servos kind of readjusting or something. I don't know.
I was thinking sort of somewhere between a slight grinding sound and maybe a little bit of a modem noise or something like that. Yeah,
Maybe.
something like that.
Okay, so all of that. What the hell
All
is
right,
going
so
on?
you're doing that. Jar, are you going to the bridge, or are you gonna stay here?
Well, I don't want to be alone, so yeah.
You could, grab Simon and run to the far end of the ship somewhere too, if you liked.
I don't know. I kind of want to listen to the big spooky voice in the ceiling.
All right. Then Simon and Mel will also head over to the bridge.
Cool.
But they'll be in space first. Oh God.
Oh.
No.
Go ahead and move yourself over, Jar, if you like. All right. So you guys enter roughly mid-conversation with the captain and... are these people not in their seats? They should be in their seats. There we go.
Rude.
The captain and someone probably on the other ship there. And the captain speaking in his kind of very Eastern European accent. We are but a merchant vessel on our way to Kosambi system. Please let us be. And the voice booming over the loudspeaker says back, well, you still need to submit to the search. Now, please dock with port 15 and get to it. The captain kind of looks at you guys, sort of like, eh?
I'm just gonna shrug and look around and see if anyone else knows what the fuck's going on.
I also shrug in some sort of shrug way.
Yeah, I'm pretty much doing the same, and I look extremely confused.
The captain hits the communicate button again and says, all right, we will begin docking procedures. Please do not fire. And he directs the other crew members, and they start, maneuvering the ship towards a particular corner of the large battleship that very much dwarfs the Cairo.
Yeah, not much we can do about
All right. So the captain.
I mean, I'm assuming that the FTL system or whatever is not designed in a way where we can just run, right?
Not easily.
Or else we would have.
Because you are already in hyperspace. So you.
Oh, we're in hyperspace when this
yes.
is happening.
Yes.
Oh, I had just assumed that in order to have some sort of encounter, we were out of hyperspace.
that.
Okay.
The hyperspace here in this universe is very much like a different kind of space where distance.
Yes.
Like Babylon 5,
compressed.
like you actually
Yes.
enter another.
Yes, like Babylon
dimension.
5. I
Okay.
believe.
Correct.
Gotcha.
So you can be
Okay,
in places
yeah, so
inside hyperspace.
then there's literally nothing we can do but submit.
I mean, this is a warship, so the chances are they can go faster, hit harder. they're probably outclassed.
I think we should ram them. Let's just ram them.
I mean, you could. I mean, let me get in my suit.
Even
and
better.
fucking jettison myself.
Let's
but
upload Hexlug into their
for
mainframe,
fuck's sake.
and I'll try to defeat them from within.
Mhm.
Excellent.
So it'll go fine. He's a good hacker.
Good. I'm
So
sure
are
that'll work fine. While you're doing that, we'll submit to the search.
So the captain makes sure that they're not you guys aren't transmitting. He turns to you and says, "They seem under the impression that we have a illegal passenger aboard. Did you bring anyone extra we should know about?"
I'm going to look at Mel without really thinking about the fact that I'm looking at Mel. Because that's the only new passenger that I can think of, and Eli's not here, so...
Mel
I
kind
don't
of
think I'm
shrugs.
illegal.
I'm going to turn around and say, not that I'm aware of.
Any contraband? Usually they don't do this sort of thing here, but I don't. This is very unusual. They should not have authority here. I will be lodging a formal complaint with the local authorities.
Okay, well, I'm going to go back to my room, and since they're not going to destroy us, I'm going to just pack away my suit, put it back where it was.
So you head off. Jar, he mentions, contraband.
Do you want to flush your space weed down the space toilet? Or
No,
eat it all real fast?
Don't eat it all. Just don't. That would be
Nope.
hilarious, but awful.
Hide it in somebody else's room.
Because it definitely seems that they're coming to search for something or someone. And the captain's just kind of asking you guys, like, in effect, did you bring something on board that they're looking for?
Yeah. I'm going to go and find Eli after I've packed my suit and just see where the fuck he is and if there's anything that he can think of about this.
All right.
Because he doesn't know at the moment that we're about to be boarded searching for an illegal person. Or a person with illegal things.
Mel will look to you, Hexslug, and say, "This is very unusual. Should we perhaps beat them up when they board?" Ha, ha, ha.
Oh, yes, a joke, of course. Ha. Ha. And then Hexslug kind of looks nervously a little bit and maybe shuffles back to his room.
Yeah, you're not the psychotic robot, thank fuck.
Jar, what are you doing?
Well, due to the topic, I kind of have the desire to figure out what in the world that brick was that I was given now.
All right. Are you going to try to investigate yourself, or are you going to get some help?
I was going to go to someone else.
All right. Well, Simon's also going back to his room. He seems oddly unconcerned with what's going on here.
Good man.
It's like, whatever. So you're looking for help there.
The robot or the human?
Which robot are human?
There are multiple.
Well, I don't want to just whip that out right here, so.
Excellent phrasing, by the way.
Yeah, wonderful. I guess that can be for later. I'm gonna go back to the room.
Oh, yeah. If you want to get this handled soon before people actually start showing up and searching, this would be kind of your only opportunity.
All right. Well, where is Mel's room? Where's Mel's room?
Melek or Melahydra or whatever her name is.
Melahandra.
Mel robot thing.
Okay.
So you go pay her a visit?
I do.
All right. She lets you in. How may I help you?
I just swing my backpack around and pull out that brick and just kind of hold it out in front of her, and just quickly say, "What is it?"
She reaches in and pulls up the brick of suspicious looking plant matter here. Where's her sheet? There it is. Does she have anything that would be appropriate for this? Not. Oh, she does have urban survival at skill level 7. She says, "This looks like marijuana."
How
Could this
illegal
be
is
an
that?
item that they're looking for?
I mean,
No, to answer your question, Jar, she says, "This seems doubtful. Most places don't have this illegal, and certainly not on a spaceship unless it is banned by ship charters."
Alright, good to know. Weed is legalized in the 2400s.
3400s.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah, we're way in the future.
Wrong thousands. How is this brick like sectioned up, or is it just like wrapped in something?
It's wrapped in a clear plastic sort of thing, sort of in the iconic, drug bust sort of. Here's a brick of things sort of situation. By the way, she hasn't quite noticed the other item in your backpack because it just looks like a canister of something.
Wait, other item.
Because remember, there was the brick of suspicious plant material and the jar of
Yeah.
of some sort of chemical.
Yeah, I forgot I got that too.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess I can toss that in my backpack again and then pull out that. Obviously, not knowing what it is, and ask if she knows what it is again.
She looks at it, and she's not going to have any skill figuring this one out. And she says, "It is some sort of chemical."
Thanks. I guess.
If you wish to have assistance with that, I suspect someone of the crew, or perhaps Eli, or perhaps one of the other people in the group could identify it for you.
Eli was that contractor who's still on the bridge, right?
No, Eli was your buddy here who's feeling nauseous.
Okay, well, the chemicals might not be good to expose him to chemicals right now.
Well, you do not open up the top of the jar and pour it on him. That would be rude.
It would be
very rude.
Well, I guess if it's important right now, I guess I can go to him.
All right. But while you guys are having these conversations, the ship is sort of slowly getting into place to dock, but they have not docked yet.
Well, I'm assuming I've gotten to Eli's now to see if he's okay and whether he knows what they might be looking for.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna bang on his door or open his door or on the button or whatever mechanism it is to get him to open the door.
There's a button and he can voice activate from inside, and he says open, and it opens, and he's laying on the bed at this point. He's a little put off, but not as obviously in bad shape as he was before.
Okay, I'm going to explain to him about what's happened with the ship. They're not going to shoot us. They're not going to blow us up. They're just wanting to search the ship for a person who is illegal or a person who has something illegal. I don't suppose you or Mel would have an idea as to what that might be, since you're the only two new people in the group. They didn't stop us on the way to the station, so... And I'm going to prompt him now to try and fill in the blanks.
He seems kind of confused by all this, and he shakes his head and says, "No, I don't think I know anything. I'm not. Oh no, me and Bell, we helped extract that officer from Kapal. Do you think they're after us?"
I have no idea. What the hell did you do?
Well, the guy was trying to defect, and well, we brought him on the Compton, and then his head exploded, and well, he's dead now. But maybe they figured out who grabbed him, and they're here for us. Oh, this is not good. This is not good. Oh.
Okay, was this that Yebert guy who got mutilated on the Compton, or was there a second person who died on the Compton?
The officer that they had extracted, he had a cranial implant bomb that went off. This is separate than the sigil murder.
Yeah. I was about to say it didn't sound like the same MO.
He just sort of exploded one day. It was as reported previously. The explosion was large enough to cause some damage to the Compton as well.
Fuck's sake, that is a big
Yep.
bomb to fit in someone's head. Well,
And, but this is about the time Jar can kind of wander in if he wishes.
Did I hear that conversation?
You
I
heard
wouldn't
the
have
last
closed
bit of it.
I was about to say, yeah, you probably would have heard some of it. I mean, I wasn't being private about it.
I think I can assume that the chemical might not be what they're looking for now. So I guess that doesn't really matter now.
Maybe, maybe not. We don't know.
And
Might as
until
well.
you tell people you have it, well,
Well, I guess I was holding it on my way in still.
so you have this jar of chemicals just sort of wandering in. All right, excellent. I'm going to see
Well, I
if...
was gonna put it back away just to go to the next room.
well, before you wander off, I'm going to see if Eli actually notices... He sort of notices that odd jar of chemicals and is like, what?
Do I notice an odd jar of chemicals?
Give me a roll.
Like just a perception-y type thing?
Yep, perception, so...
Well, my vision perception is... Okay, vision...
Yeah,
perception.
Eli didn't make it by enough to notice anything other than that's kind of weird, but you know.
There you go.
And
I was
you're in
planning
the
to
same
just, like,
position.
hold it out.
What was that, Jar?
I was planning to just hold it out. I
Oh,
I wanted
okay.
in there with it, so
Okay,
Oh,
so
fair
okay.
enough. Okay, cool.
I guess I can just do the same thing with him, just hold it out and ask what it is.
Eli gives it a closer look. Does have anything that might be quite good for this? Melek, you give me a roll.
Criminology? Forensics?
Streetwise.
Streetwise. Oh, that kind of thing. Oh,
Oh
okay.
man.
Oh dear. We're all fucked, probably. I mean, you know.
Eli has no idea what this is.
Oh. Not a great roll, but I made it.
I'm going to say you think this is a chemical that's used in the manufacturing of something.
Something illicit. Something narcotic, maybe.
Probably, but you don't remember the exact specifics.
Where did you get this, kid?
Well, when I was getting my backpack back from the dock, the guy who actually gave it back to me, these two things were in it, and then I guess I can just pull out the brick of weed too. These were both in there.
I'm going to look at the weed. I'm going to look at the chemical. I'm going to look at the weed, look at the chemical. Then I'm going to look at the palm of my hand, a very close proximity, as I rub my temple, and I'm like... I mean...
Alex, give me another streetwise roll.
I will.
Better.
Well, actually, technically not. I mean, it's still quite an average roll, but still a
Well,
pass.
it's enough to know that that's not weed. You don't know what it is, but it's not weed.
The liquid?
Oh, the plant material.
It's a plant, but it's
I
not
gotcha.
marijuana plant. It's probably some other kind of alien narcotic plant or something. Who knows? Oh, good God. Well, maybe these guys are after those. I don't know what this is, but that's probably some kind of narcotics. I don't know. Why? Okay. We need to get rid of this stuff. If you don't want it, if
Ka-chunk.
it's not yours, we just need to
Ka-chunk.
get rid of it. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh my god.
Okay, where did the ka-chunk come from? Is there only one docking bay or something?
Effectively, when you're dealing with the mating of two ships like this, there's pretty much only one way to do it. And whatever, and sort of the exact mechanism is maybe a little hard to describe. It's like left angles, kind of poking at various other things. But that is pretty much the kind of sound that you'd expect where two ships like this are meeting. And the Cairo is now docked with the mysterious
hell.
Capal ship.
Okay, it'd be docked where we came in, just near the bridge then?
Yeah. At least that's where
Whereabouts-
they would come through.
Okay, whereabouts are there any other airlocks of any kind?
Well, there is the cargo access area, which
Right at the
would
bottom.
put you in the cargo bay, which may or may not be filled with air at this point.
Fine. You know what? Fuck this shit. Yeah, it's okay. Right. I am going to take these items from him. I am going to go into my room, and I'm going to get him to follow me. I'm going to get Jar to follow me.
Okay.
And in my room, I'm going to get my fucking suit out again, and I am going to get him to hold bits of it as I put it on. And I'm going to get my suit on as quick as I fucking possibly can.
Okay.
And then once I've got my suit on, I'm going to take the bad goods, and I'm just going to go down to the cargo bay.
All right. Are you going to get any help with any of this, or?
I'm going to get help Jar's going to help me get the suit on while he's there because, holding bits is helpful. But apart from that, that's what I'm going to do. I don't want anyone else to know that I'm getting involved in this. My God.
All right. There is a bit of a time crunch, so go ahead and give me a dexterity roll of some sort.
How about something that's probably more appropriate? Specifically, a vacuum suit roll or a spacer
yes, that would be
roll.
great. That'd be great. Vac suit.
Vac suit. It's not going to be a good roll because my dex sucks. But I'm getting help. I've got spacer and I've got other things. So hopefully there might be some kind of, I don't know. No, I didn't make it.
All right. So
I get it on, but it's going to take a while.
Now, are you going to go for the cargo on the cargo access points on the left or the right of the ship?
Well, since
Basically
the other ship is docked on the left, I'm probably going to go for the right-hand ones on the opposite side of the ship. Hopefully, they might not notice anything.
Now, just remember that the ship is sort of the geometry of the ship is kind of funky. That if you go off the right end of the map, you end up on the left end. So saying right and left is kind of a misnomer since they're technically on.
Okay, let me word it this way. I'm going to go to the ship. It's the opposite end of where the docking has occurred.
All right. It's not entirely sure where that is, but that's probably on the left. So you guys will get to say about here before people start showing up on the entering the vessel. Meanwhile, all this is going on.
Okay.
Are you following along to the cargo access area, or?
I don't have any fancy suit like he does.
It's the most expensive item I own. It's worth 10,000.
Yeah, I haven't.
Space
I don't think
bucks.
I've spent on over 2,000 on anything.
Yeah, I spent basically all of my money, more or less, my starting money. So yeah, I basically am just gonna tell him to just don't admit.
I think
to
I would have
anything.
stayed in your room still.
Yeah, you would have stayed. I would have said, go to your room. Don't mention anything about these items.
I'm not in the comply.
And I'm just gonna try and get these fucking things out into space with me.
Because you didn't succeed in your role, as I said, you're not quite to the cargo area yet. While this is going on, Hexlug, I'm not forgetting you.
Just
Simon's
to let you know
actually
as well, I would have taken one of my heavy pistols. That's all I would have taken on the outside of the suit.
okay. So this is going to be we're getting to the end of today's adventure. So just FYI, this is sort of the last bit before we cut. Hexlug, Simon's actually going to come to your room and buzzes your door while they're getting the suit stuff figured out. All right. And he comes in and says, "Hey, so I have a suspicion of what they might be looking for," he says.
Okay.
And he is going to present you with a signet ring. And he'll say, "Do you know where's the best place for them to find this?"
You want them to find it? What is
it? It's a signet ring. It has some sort of fancy design on the end. It seems to be made out of some goldish colored metal that's probably not actually gold. And
I was asking in character, but
okay.
So that works as well.
He says it's a
Sorry,
symbol.
I realized, by the way, in listening back, that I don't have that much differentiation between my normal voice and my Hexlug voice that it sounds in my head. So, Go on.
Simon will explain very briefly that he got it from someone who is being pursued, and they were hoping to throw off somebody. And I'm not, conveying his character properly here, so forgive me. But in short, he wanted to help this guy out, so decided to take this breadcrumb to distract the pursuers, and is basically asking you for advice of where it might be convenient for it to be found.
Word.
He's sort of implying that you're a robot. You should know these things, right?
What about where do humans lose things? Couch cushions?
That sounds like a good idea.
Actually, quite true.
So,
There's a couch in the lounge. You could put it there.
all right. So Simon will thank you and actually start heading off there. And in fact, Simon's in that case slightly ahead of you, Alex.
Okay.
And he seems to be marching off down to this end of the ship as well.
I've got bigger things on my mind right now since I don't know that I'm wasting my time. I'm still determined to get this shit via the cargo access off through and cycle an airlock and just fucking get rid of it, basically.
There is a announcement from the captain that basically says, "We are being vaulted. Please stay at your stations and cooperate with these authorities." And it's there's a lot of unhappiness in that last word. "And do not try anything to piss them off. We don't want to die today." And that's where we're going to end today's adventure.
Cool.
So,
Bum 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 bum.
tension. Dramaticness.
It is. It's a race against time.
What are they actually looking for? Why are they here? How do you avoid being killed by a giant laser beam? Tune in next time.
Yeah.
Will the drugs get off the ship?
See, next session is where we surprise Izixs and we storm their ship and completely massacre the whole crew.
That would be awesome.
And then sell it for salvage.
Yeah. Or
guys
take
can be rich,
control
though.
of it. It's ours now.
True. Yeah, I mean, if we have a crew enough to run it, why not?
It's all computerized these days.
Yeah.
It's
Probably.
a
all voice
massive death
command.
machine of like 1,000 some people. It's like the Enterprise D of this universe sort of scale here.
So a complete pushover. All right.
Yeah,
You
I know,
tipped your
right?
hand, you fool.
Taken over by freeing you like 5 times. Come on.
Yeah.
I know how to fly small ships. Probably.
You could probably fly the Cairo in a pinch.
Yeah, I do have ship handling skill, so it's doable, maybe, kind of.
All
We're all
right.
doomed.
So that's today's adventure. We can do some logistics in the coming couple of weeks, but plan for 2 weeks from now.
2 weeks, that can work. I'll double check, but yeah, it should work just fine.
So of course, double check everybody. Jar, you said you were having some schedule complications, so do keep us apprised, okay?
I would definitely will. I know next week is a no though, for sure.
Okay.
That's fine.
Groove.
So no idea yet.
All right. Before we end the session for goods here, especially my stream, is there any questions of things that were maybe not super clear, or I could clear up at this point, either about what happened today or like things in the universe?
Nothing that jumps out in my mind.
The one would like a little bit of clarity on is, so this warship, you said that like these people, like, we're basically not anywhere near their territory. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay,
So
they're
this
like
is really weird.
Yeah, so they're like way out of bounds hunting something. This is like Captain Crace, like way off the deep end level kind of stuff, probably.
Like, you have no authority here. Why are you threatening us?
Yeah,
it's
because they've got big guns.
Exactly.
Like, big guns always.
because they have a warship, just like every other, inflated military ego.
Yeah.
And I will also point out that, judging from what you guys could see out the windows, that there was only just the one ship as well.
Right.
What was the size of that thing relative to our ship again?
Our
ship is the size of one of its guns.
Oh, okay.
Well, one of its large guns. Those large guns are
still.
basically designed for planetary bombardment. They are maybe not necessarily good for ship-on-ship, but if you're this close, it might not matter.
Yeah, but the fact that it can hold...
So what we do is we ram our ship into one of its big guns, while also simultaneously triggering the big gun, causing it to blow out the back, and, in cartoonish fashion.
And destroy both ships.
No, completely destroy their ship and we'll be unharmed.
Oh, I see. Like putting a finger in the barrel kind of thing.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
I understand now. You're insane.
So Bugs Bunny,
I've got it all figured out. Leave it to me.
Independence Day.
At least he actually had an armed missile on his ship when he rammed the weapon crystal thing. But yeah, we're just
Any other questions before we wrap up?
No, not really.
All right.
Nope.
All right. Also, for next sessions, assuming everybody survives, I think it would be a good opportunity for those remaining story times that folks have been having on hold for me to be ready to go. Assuming again,
background character background stuff.
Yes. Yeah, because I remember a few weeks, I guess a couple months ago, I asked folks to come up with a short sort of, get to know the character sort of story, and I don't think everyone necessarily told theirs.
Yeah, I skipped.
Yeah, I think I told some of mine. There's more if need be.
Everybody told sad war stories, so I decided to refrain from telling another sad war story.
It's all tragic backstories. That's what heroes are. It's always tragic backstories.
There's a reason that we're willing to, wander aimlessly through the stars on far-flung suicide missions, all right?
Yeah, exactly. We're all embittered by our pasts and trying to make up for it in some way.
We're all sociopaths.
Or that.
Well,
hey, I've got some decent social skills. I actually kind of half give a shit.
So do most sociopaths.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I also half give a shit.
You see, the sigil killer is actually Alex the whole time.
He's been hunting himself. No, you're fully aware. It's just a game you play with yourself.
Well, actually, no, I'm 45, but I've got good genes, good genetics. My appearance is a 4-point appearance. So technically, I could fit into the profile that I've just had. Yeah,
the 20 to 40, that's sort of in the sort of modern day age range. This is the future, so some people might still look like they're in their 20s when they're 100, depending on what kind of things they've gotten, what kind of work they've had done.
Yeah. So I could be the sigil killer.
Dun, dun, dun.
I mean, I've already caught myself technically then at that point, so I win.
Hooray! You did it. Just gotta turn yourself in now.
Away from me.
It's like, well, I figured out who the killer is. Give me the money. Well, who is it? It's me. Then no.
I would like to turn myself in for the reward, please.
I'm pretty sure. I'm sure they have to. You just you're locked away forever, and you can never spend it. But it is yours.
Use it to bail.
They won't give you bail. They just no.
was just trying to think if there's anything else I want to sort of tidy up here before we before I officially sign off on the stream. Yeah. Hope I conveyed the captain's accent enough.
It was different,
Okay, good.
which is
And then I
good.
got
I like lots of different accents. That's good.
And as well as the captain of the other ship. I'll have to try to play him up a little bit more if you hear him again. So
Yeah.
anyway, so I'd like to thank you guys for playing with me. So let's do the sign off. This is me,
Yeah.
Izixs, doing the thing. People on my channel who I am, but other people's stuff. I am Dr. Izixs, DrIzixs. You know the stuff. Next.
Yeah, I'm Melek, and I'm just like chilling with these guys. This is really cool. You need to watch this every like 2 weeks. Seriously, guys, it's good fun.
I'm Jararered. I play Osu.
Excellent.
And I'm Bill. You can find me on the internet in places.
It's
Yeah, just Google
Bilkulp.
Bill, you'll find him.
Yeah. Bill with one L, Kulp. I'll show up on pretty much anything. Go for it.
Groovy. And I'd like to thank you guys for playing. Hopefully the
Thank you
universe
for having
continues
us.
to be sufficiently interesting for you guys. And hopefully I'll have you guys, I guess spending more time together as opposed to these sort of disparate scenes going forward. But we'll see. We'll see how things roll.
It happens. It can't be helped.
Yes. Until next time, everybody. Turtles. Woohoo!
Bye.
Woohoo, bye.
Adios.
And I'll give it a few moments to the stream to do the thing, and I'll